What's up, YouTube? SalvoG here. Welcome back to another reaction video to The Doors. We have a few reactions to The Doors, not many, but I've heard a few of them, and they're usually really good. I enjoy The Doors. This one's from Robert over on Patreon. Thank you to Robert for the song request and the support to the channel here. So we're gonna go ahead and check this one out. It's called The Soft Parade. So it is an album as well. Looks like it was released in 1969 as the fourth album. So it looks like their record producer recommended a total departure from their first three albums to develop a fuller sound by incorporating brass and string arrangements provided by Paul Harris. So the lead singer, Jim Morrison, who was dealing with personal issues and focusing more on his poetry, was less involved in the songwriting process, allowing guitarist Robbie Krieger to increase his own creative output. The album peaked at number 6, but it failed to retain audiences in the UK and European countries that their previous album, Waiting for the Sun, had succeeded in engaging. We're gonna go to the song. It's pretty long here, so I'm gonna try and wrap this up and then get to it really quickly here. Not too much going on this page. It is, however, considered as one of the most musically diverse compositions by the band. All right, shall we?
When I was back there in seminary school, there was a person there who put forth. When I was back there in seminary school, there was a person there who put forth the proposition that you can petition the Lord with prayer. Petition the Lord with prayer. Petition the Lord with prayer. You cannot petition the Lord with prayer. Can you give me sanctuary? I must find a place to hide, a place for me to hide.
I like that.
Can you find me soft asylum? I can't make it anymore. The man is at the door. Peppermint mini skirts, chocolate candy, champion socks, and a girl named Sandy. There's only 4 ways to get unraveled. One is to sleep and the other is travel. But one is a bandit up in the hills. One is to love your neighbor till his wife gets home.
All right.
Catacombs,
Okay.
nursery bones, winter women, growing stones, carrying babies to the river, streets and shoes, avenues, leather riders selling news. The monk bought lunch. He bought a little. Yes, he did. This is the best part of the trip. This is the trip. The best part. I really like. What did he say?
do 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 do.
The salt parade has now begun. Listen to the engines hum. People out to have some fun. Cobra on my left, leopard on my right. Here, a woman in a silk dress. Girls with beads around the necks. Kiss the hunter of the green vest to his recipe for with lions in the night. Out of sight. The lights are getting brighter. The radio is moaning, calling to the dogs. There are still a few animals left out in the yard, but it's getting harder to describe. Sailors to the underbed. Tropic corridor, tropic treasure. What God is this block to this mild equator? We need someone or something new, something else to get us through. Yeah. Crawling on the door, crawling on the door. But it's getting harder. Crawling on the gods. You gotta meet a few animals. The club's loud in the yard, but it's getting harder. We're doing great at the edge of town. What's got us this block to say? You and I. We need someone to bring your guns. Bring your guns. When all else fails, we can whip the horses' eyes and make them sleep and cry.
Interesting. So I didn't look at the genres before I started this, but it's pretty psychedelic. There you go. Wow. Yeah. Okay. So this is a pretty interesting song. I remember a few of their other things being more like just bluesy, sort of just more blues rock and kind of like a classic rock sound, you know. This just seems like, how do I even say this? I don't know. It opens up, it sounds like a sermon. It's kind of chaotic, you know. There's 8 minutes of music here, but there's really no hook. There's no chorus. It's just like shifting gears, and kind of gives you this like taste of music. Essentially, you get a little bit of psychedelic rock, you get a little bit of even like classical. It's pretty theatrical, it's jazzy, it has all these different elements that they explore here. Meanwhile, Jim Morrison is very theatrical. He's like shouting, he's whispering, the lyrics are very like vivid, I guess I'll say, and it just feels more like an expression than a typical song. I think that's, like they said in the wiki page, what they were going for with this sound, and I think they succeeded, because it's, if you're gonna do something like 8 minutes, you know, you kind of have to keep the listener interested. And for me, I was interested, and not only that, I felt kind of like mesmerized, because when they get that rhythm going, I feel like a lot of songs do that. When it's 8 minutes, they try and get you into a rhythm, you know. Maybe when they're shifting gears to a different tempo, or maybe even that they do it for a few minutes just to get you reeled back in. There's a few moments there where I just kind of wanted to close my eyes and just kind of get lost in the music, but I'm also doing a reaction, so I can't essentially do that the whole time. But you know what I mean? Like, there was moments where I was, you know, locked in, and then there was moments where I was just like hanging out in my head listening. So it's very interesting, and keeps you engaged, even though there is no like typical hook. I feel like the music itself is the hook. Like, it's very just it just felt good, you know, even though it's a little chaotic. But anyways, this is just an interesting composition, really. Yeah, you know, it was just like a different suite of sounds, and very Baroque, experimental sounding. But in this case, it works. I liked it. Maybe some people don't. It is a little long, you know, depends on your mood, maybe. So, anyways, thanks to Robert for showing us that one. Let me know what you guys think about this song down below. And yeah, The Doors, another good one that I enjoy. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you next time. Peace.